Welcome to Married AF. We are your hosts, Brooke and Randall Fowler. On this show, we discuss the topics that really matter.
Like big veiny cocks and our favorite TV shows.
So pull up a chair at our kitchen table and hang out.
While I bulldog my nuts.
Hello.
You gonna take it? You gonna take that dick? What's up, shit stains?
Wow. That's a nice hello. How do you do?
We are back from vacation.
We're back.
It's been decades.
We're brown-ish. Tan, kind of.
I'm tanner than I've ever been in my life, and it's mild for most people.
Oh, it's so mild, but I mean, I'm actually pretty proud of myself because I actually went with the intention of not even getting a tan. I was like, fuck it. I just always end up getting burned. So I would slather on that 50 SPF water baby shit in the morning and then reapply with the 50 SPF spray stuff in the day. And I actually ended up with getting a kind of a nice little tan. And I like how when we went to my parents' house the day after we got back, we walked in and my dad was like, oh, you're a nice shade of bronze or brown. And then you walked in and he was like, and you're still red.
Yep. That's about right. That's how it goes. But we had a great time. We were put a shit ton of miles on the rental van going down to Thibodaux, Louisiana for 3 days. We stayed in Houma.
Yep.
Smelled like shit.
Yeah, there was some kind of rotting bayou right next to our hotel that smelled like a sulfur dumpster shit fest.
Food was great.
Yeah, it was so good. That's the fucking best part about it. I mean,
yeah, never been disappointed
love
with the food in Louisiana.
Love the food there.
I mean, I actually enjoyed it. Louisiana is very pretty, especially Thibodaux. Thibodaux, or Nicholls State campus was fucking awesome.
There's those giant oak trees down there in general. Like, I forget, took them for granted when I lived there, like, that they're pretty much everywhere down there. And it's just, I mean, they're hundreds of years old, some of those trees. Like, some of them, it looked like they were as wide around as our fucking house.
Oh, yeah.
Huge.
Fucking huge. But we had a great time watching Griffin at camp for 3 days. Got to see the Manning family, and we spent one morning with Malcolm Jenkins. Gunner gave him some candy.
Yeah, Gunner shared some, like, gummy worms. What were they, troll something?
Yeah, they were like troll sours.
Yeah.
And
didn't necessarily mean to set up camp, like, right next to where he was doing a drill, but it was in the shade.
But he was a super nice guy.
Yeah, very nice. And he was awesome with the kids. I mean, that camp is hands down the most organized, well-oiled machine of anything of its caliber that I've ever seen. I mean, not like I've been, but just because it was 1,100 kids from 8th grade to 12th grade. Mm-hmm. And every parent we talked to was so impressed with just how well organized it was. And it was awesome. And it was so great to see Griffin busting his ass, working so hard and doing fucking kick-ass. He had one of the best throws out there of any of the kids of any age. He was
not worried, but he had even mentioned that I'm probably going to get humbled here because, he's a really good quarterback for his age locally, but when you go to that national camp, but he was upper echelon of his group, in my opinion, from watching.
Uh-huh. And I don't think that's just your dad goggles either. I mean, I know you're...
Yeah, I'm trying to look at it from a...
critical...
competition standpoint, but it was... made me proud to watch him. He'd be the first one to each drill.
Yeah. They were...
hustling drill to drill, and he'd be the first one.
How many minutes were they? They would be with, like, one coach. They were groups of, like, what, 6 or 7 kids in each group?
Probably about 10.
Oh, yeah, maybe more than that. Well, but it was...
somewhere in there.
Somewhere like close. 6 to 10 kids, whatever. But they were in these smaller groups, and they had all these coaches out in these different positions all along these multiple fields. And each coach was doing one certain kind of drill, and they would do it for what, like 5 or 7 minutes or something, and then they would blow like
circuit.
Yeah, they blow some kind of bullhorn thing, and then just, switched it. And Griffin was always the first one to the next station, ready to go. It was, they all had their own footballs. That was how, they all had their own footballs with their name on it. That was one of the key pieces.
And they had to keep track of it.
Yeah.
All the days. So there's a lot of responsibility on the kids. Mm-hmm. And surprisingly, it shows you that maybe sometimes when you'll put a little responsibility on your kids, they'll surprise you.
Right.
Because they put it all on those kids. You got to have your backpack. Mm-hmm. You got to have your room key, your football. And that's fine for the kids that are seniors and juniors in high school that are getting ready to go to college. But yeah, when you're 12 or 13, and you get dropped off at a college with a dorm room.
Yeah.
I was just surprised. I mean, I'm glad
we were a little nervous.
I
mean, we wanted to believe that it would turn out the way it did, where he was going to be on point and not lose anything or, get lost or whatever. But I know in the back of our heads, we were like, eesh, like he's never had to do something like this, like where he's by himself and relying on himself and doesn't have anybody picking out his clothes for him and telling him when to shower and when to get up. Yeah. So it was a relief to see that, yes, he can be self-sustaining. Yeah.
I mean, he was telling us that.
Very proud.
We went there to watch the morning practices and he would already be on the field. So I figured he was getting there about 15 minutes early. And then we talked to him after camp. He's like, yeah, I was getting there an hour or 45 minutes before it started just to be safe.
Well, and that was so great to hear. I mean, and part of that is because he wanted to be there so badly and he was having a good time and enjoying it. It was something that he wanted to be a part of. So that's, of course, I mean, if it was something that, if it was like a knitting class, probably wouldn't have as much enthusiasm about it. But it was just great to see. I mean, he had that he was in that group that had the early breakfast shift too. So he was eating breakfast at like, 6:45 or something. Mm-hmm. So it takes him 3 seconds to eat and then he would go over to the field. But
those kids were in, 101 degree temperature in that damn swamp heat.
Oh, and it was blazing sun.
And there were so many kids that were sunburned. And I wasn't sure if I'd packed sunscreen. I thought I had, but we weren't sure.
I think we gave him we had 1 million cans of sunscreen.
And luckily we did, but he was, on point and kept himself sprayed. There were so many kids by the third day that were redder.
I know. Griffin was just darker than...
Oh, he was just super dark.
Yeah.
But that worked out great. We got to see Peyton Manning throwing with his infant son who had an arm like a NFL quarterback. His son I think he looks like he's probably 5. And he was throwing the ball 15 yards on a dime.
I thought he looked like he was like 6 or something. But that kid had a fucking arm.
Bazooka.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, he was catching, Peyton was tossing it back to him 20 yards away, and he was catching every single one, barely paying attention, and then would just launch that shit. Like, incredible. He had the best arm out there. He had better arm than some of the college quarterbacks that were out there.
Yeah, it was impressive. But Griffin spent his camp. His coach was Drew Lock from Missouri, and he grew pretty attached to him, so it's going to be funny to watch. This season, Griffin will be a number 2 Missouri fan.
Yeah, well,
and definitely. He should be. Drew Lock obviously was great to him.
Yeah, he
snuck him some autographs and pictures.
He didn't have anything but super nice things to say about Drew Lock. He was like, I'd never heard of him before, but now I'm a fan.
Yeah, he worked with Jake Fromm the first day, and he drilled with Peyton and Eli, so it was well worth.
And Peyton told him he had a good throw.
Yep, and gave him a low 5. He said, so.
Yeah.
All in all, to me, it was worth it. I actually enjoyed the time we had in Houma, even though it smelled like dog shit.
We had a good time.
I mean, we were busy. The days went by fast because we'd be driving from Houma to Thibodaux and back and go to lunch or dinner and then back. And
we were worn out every day. I mean, it wasn't...
Gunner in the shit pool at the La Quinta we stayed at, and he loved it.
Okay, yeah, we're not going to stay at that La Quinta next time if we go.
No. But now we know. We had no idea what anything was like in Houma.
No. I mean, and it looked so much better online. And
it was full. all the hotels, I'm sure, were full.
It was full, and every single person in there was from the Manning Passing Academy, just like every hotel on that. And you know what's funny is that it was that MLK Boulevard or whatever in Houma. And one of the reasons that I picked the La Quinta is because the address wasn't on MLK, which it was. It just was on like a little
side road.
It was, yeah. It was on MLK. It was just like this little road that you turned on. Which it's silly. But because typically, I mean, that's usually not a good part of town.
No, this MLK actually usually runs right through the heart of every downtown.
Of every like not good neighborhood.
Chattanooga. It's like that. Atlanta, it's like that.
Athens, every city I've ever lived in historically. I'm not trying to be
racist.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm just saying every city I've ever lived in, Baton Rouge included, it's not good. A neighborhood usually, but this actually was fine.
No, it was. The whole road was great.
I was wrong. And so there's lots of other hotels on there that we, I mean, and if we do it again, we'll try and... We know now to just go straight to Houma. I mean, it's fine. I mean, there's plenty, and I liked staying in Houma.
I did too.
It was cute. I mean, I like that Boudreaux and Thibodeau's place that we went to eat, and so it was a good time. And we went to the zoo on that Friday and got to see Nicole and her son Bradley.
It's hotter than hell fire.
Oh, it was hotter than
I've never felt grosser in my life than when we left that zoo.
Because in the zoo,
the animal smell, the sunscreen, the sweat.
With all the trees and like the exhibits and stuff, gross. There was a lot of like stagnant air. It wasn't a lot of circulation. So yeah, and it was 7,000 degrees outside, and it was fun though. I mean, the kids had fun, and it was one more thing to wear Gunner's ass out.
He was ass out every night in Houma.
Every fucking night. I mean, he was sleeping
All of us were.
Yeah.
But as soon as we wanted to go to bed, everyone was asleep, and that never happens.
Never. And that was 8 nights in a row. We were every night.
But more so in Houma.
Yeah.
I watch TV and at the beach at night. In Houma, we laid down, and everyone was ass out.
Yeah, true. Because we were just out running around in the fucking
heat.
God, it was beyond hot. We didn't get to see Margaret and Nick, which was a bummer, but it was just the shit didn't line up. They were in Baton Rouge auditioning new drummers.
Rockstar life is hard.
It is. It's hard to merge with the mom and dad kid life.
With the rockstar life?
With the rockstar life.
I mean, they're cool enough too. They're always,
Absolutely.
Everyone's intentions are good. We love those guys. But yeah, their schedule is just different than ours is.
And they were...
They got musical shit to do. They got to tighten up the band, get their drummer.
Yeah, they were auditioning for new drummers the day that I was trying to get them to come meet us at the zoo and stuff. And then she said they were having a barbecue that next day for her dad in Baton Rouge. But, we weren't going to be able to drive all the way to Baton Rouge.
No, we did enough driving. Just fucking crazy.
Yeah, Baton Rouge is a lot in the opposite direction, and we planned on watching Griffin for a good part of the day, and then there was that Air It Out challenge on Saturday. I mean, our itinerary was slammed those 3 days that we were in Louisiana, and then Sunday picked him up and went to the beach from Sunday until Friday, and that was just glorious as always.
But that's the longest vacation I've ever been on in my life.
Absolutely. It was
8 days, 9 nights, or 9 nights.
8 nights.
Whatever.
9 days. Yeah, I mean, it was
lengthy.
It's a long time. That's a lot of nights to not sleep in our bed. And, the beds in the hotel were fine. We started off in one room where the air conditioner didn't work the first night. We slept in it.
It worked. It just not to our standards. It was subpar. It was barely working.
Donkey dicks. It barely cooled off the area about 3 inches in front of the air conditioner, which is where Gunner was sleeping on the pull-out couch. And so, then they switched us to another room, which was right next door, and the air conditioner was
jamming.
Fucking great. So, but I mean, the beds were okay. We had a king-size bed in the hotel, and then the condo, when we were in Fort Walton, was the size of a shoebox, but it was okay.
We've been joined by a guest. That's Gunner. Just came out of bed. Sir, you need to be in bed, sir.
Well, then go potty.
Yep. go potty and get in the bed.
Go potty and go to bed.
It's your time, so. Hey, you go ahead and take him, and I'll start. I'll start fucking.
I'll just stop it for a second or pause it. Hold, please. Okay, we're back.
Sweet.
He's trying to be a night owl tonight. But yeah, we were talking about our vacation, and it was awesome. And we were sleeping in the condo in a shoebox bed.
Tiny.
But it didn't even matter. We were pretty tired at night too. There. Yeah.
We took the guest room this time and got the shit hard tiny bed. It was our time.
Yeah, we've had the master bedroom the past few times we've had every time we've had a condo with the Holloways previously, because we've had the baby, but now he's big enough to sleep with the big kids.
Yeah. So we were due. But all in all, it was a great vacation.
It was amazing.
And I'm glad we had that episode with Jody to release.
I like a lot of times, I listened to our episode like a couple days after we recorded or the next day. And this was the first time. It was like a long time in between when we recorded it and when I was able to listen to it. And I forgot a lot of the stuff we had talked about.
That was a fun episode. I listened to it. I think I actually finished it today too, and it was even funnier than I remembered, and it's done really well. So
yeah, he's easy to talk
gracias to everyone for listening.
Yeah. Oh, I will say
¿Cómo te llamas?
One more thing about our vacation. We rented a minivan to drive across the world because it was a lot of miles and a lot of stuff that we just weren't going to use one of our cars for. So we rented a minivan. It was like a brand new Chrysler Pacifica. And I got to tell you, I liked it.
Sweet ride.
I fucking liked it.
It was comfy.
I'm not opposed anymore.
No, it changed my thoughts on minivans. That sumbitch was loaded to the tits and roomy and quiet. And
Gunnar couldn't even reach the back of my seat to kick it.
Yeah, that was big.
And yeah, I mean, we had room for days.
No, we were able to keep the boys separated, so there was no fighting.
Right.
Most of the time.
Poor Gunnar was like, I want to sit back there with him. I'll leave him alone, I promise.
Yeah, that's never true.
No, of course it's not true, but it was.
No, I've been a little brother. That's not. It's never going to be true.
It was very cute, though.
But we made it back alive in one piece. Gunnar tried to injure himself a couple times at the beach, which is normal. He's savage. He's
mommy junior in that regard, but he's also got your Wolverine superhero healing abilities on top of my clumsy accident proneness. Mm-hmm. So that's not a bad combo. Oh. I don't have that. I stay bruised and injured for days and weeks. He seems to heal up nicely. Quickly. So it's,
Yeah, we did Crab Island as always in Destin. We recommend that. Anyone that goes to Destin, it's going to be the best part of your vacation every time. It's just a cool ass hanging out place, and stop at the Reef Burger joint out there and on the island or the sandbar and get a burger. Their burgers are always the tits. Mm-hmm. And that son of a bitch, just since we've been going for 4 or 5 years, Crab Island has grown. First time we went, they had the one place selling food. That was the Reef Burger.
And it was like tiny. They've expanded and added on. It was like a tiny little like porta potty size shack.
Just enough for their
floating
table to cook the burgers on.
Yeah, and there wasn't all the playgrounds and shit. There wasn't any other businesses out there.
Now they would have bitches booming.
Yeah, they would have the little guy driving around in the boat, the ice cream truck boat. Mm-hmm. That was it. And then now, like every year we go, there's more and more and more businesses out there, and there's all those playground things.
There's bars.
Like bars.
They're selling liquor now. Well, they have a loophole. They sell you a virgin drink, and they can give you shots as a gift. Because I was talking to the owner of the Reef.
But they charge you for
the drink and like a virgin daiquiri, and then we'll give you 2 ramekins of rum.
I was wondering what the deal was
They're
with
in
why
plastic
they
ramekins
gave,
with tops, and he tells you that's a gift with the drink. They can't sell you
because it's on the water.
Liquor. Yeah, something about the. But that's a funny ass loophole.
Because you need a liquor license,
I guess.
And they don't have any kind of business licenses
out
there.
I don't care
apparently.
about what any of it is.
No, but it's funny.
And now every joint has a restaurant in it and a bar, and it's cool to see. That place is.
It's the shit. I love it.
Super fun. I'd go every day if there was a cheaper way of getting there. Like
if we lived down there, I'd want to find a way to
just
have
go every day in the
business
summer
out there.
Yeah, that'd be. Of course, they make a shit ton.
Well, because obviously they're not paying any kind of rent.
Yeah, that might change though. We were talking about that. The county's trying to scalp them now. They'll end up negotiating and probably meeting in the middle. I mean, because they're going to have to pay up tax on some.
They're going to end up having to pay. Like it sucks for them because up to this point they haven't had to pay any kind of. But I mean, come on, guys.
No, they do have to. Right now, they have to pay $10,000 a summer.
Oh, I thought that was the whole thing. That was
No, right now they pay $10,000 and that's it.
Oh, but there's going to be
they're going to make way more than that.
Yeah.
But if they also have to get taxed and shit, then that eats into their.
Well, but then they can do like a liquor license and that kind of thing too, I guess, at that point. But
I don't know, because on the water you're not supposed to drink. You know, they don't want to give people the free reign. I don't know how it would work.
I don't know.
I mean, who cares? As long as it's still cool.
We'll still go there anyways because we were going there before all that shit was there.
Oh, of course. But it was fun. But we've got an even more important.
While we were on vacation, the season premiere
of Big Brother, which it usually always premieres the week we're on vacation.
Right. Which good thing is that our combined families of us and my sister and her husband, all Big Brother fans, the kids, everything. We all get into it.
Yeah. And so, you know, we've warned you guys since we first came on that when Big Brother started, we would be Big Brother heavy. And it is the greatest competition on earth. If you want to see how people interact. It's the closest thing to, the human
experiment.
The human, I don't know.
Genome Project. Nope. That's not it.
Yeah, that's not it. The human fuck man.
The human caterpillar? Nope. That's not it either.
If you want to see how people really are, how dirty they can be, and how much they can lie.
Lord of the Flies. No.
It's just watch Big Brother. I mean, you have to be able to lie well to do well in that game. And you have to be able to read and manipulate people. All the shit that we hate in society
is the basis of this game.
What it takes to be good.
Yeah.
At that game. So
it's definitely evolved too. I mean, I've only been watching it for a few years. You've been watching it for many, 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 many years.
Since the beginning, I've watched it.
Yes, I mean it's evolved into what it is today. At first, it was like.
Well, it was harder when it started. They didn't have all these extra competitions. It was nominations, veto, you're done.
Right.
And
they didn't have anything to base it on. Now we've got all these years of seasons where
there's way more strategy now because people know how to play it and how to
and they know
and shit.
Yeah, you know what kind of competitions there are. You know that they're going to have XYZ types of competitions, and usually towards the end they have one where you need to know on what day did XYZ happen. Those kind of, like they know those kind of things are coming. What the format of it. The details change every season as far as like
the theme.
Right. This year it's obviously like a web computer-based
program.
Yeah. But
which kind of blows, but who cares?
What was it? Last year was like the Garden of Eden kind of thing, but
yeah, it's still but I'm actually overall I like this cast. I'm glad they didn't bring back a vet this year.
Me too.
To run the fucking
I mean, it's just started, so they still could.
They won't. There's too much heat from what they took from Paul running the show last year.
And then losing.
Yeah, and just people were so bored because they did whatever Paul wanted the whole season.
I'm glad
Paul played great. It was the other idiots.
They were just all his puppets, and it just made it so boring. Like it was. I'm glad that it's just a whole new, fresh group. and then there's not, because that was like 2 seasons in a row they brought vets back, because before it was like they brought Nicole back and James. So like I think they were like, all right, let's not do that every season.
Yeah. So I mean, I actually like them. There's a couple of, I mean, I think there's a bunch of idiots like every season that.
Yeah, but this one overall, like there isn't like, I don't know, there's not like as many like glaring, no, Jesus, you know, like I don't know, it looks like there's better overall better players.
When we dive into these in a minute and start talking about each one, I think you're gonna change. You'll be like, oh yeah, there are quite a bit of dumbasses.
I guess so.
Because, but
there's
I mean, there always is
16 of them, so yeah.
You know, but at least this year they came in right off the bat and they have split the house.
Yeah.
It is split down the middle with a couple of little floaters.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like overall there's just more strategery with this group and less emotion maybe than previous seasons right off the bat. You know,
yeah, it's early. There's not enough invested for people to really be hurt, but they'll be crying.
Well, but some seasons right off the bat, like the transgender girl that like went batshit crazy like within the first week.
She went nuts.
And
Sam's already lost it this season, been crying her tits off, and Tyler cried already. Like, people are already crying.
Yeah, but he was
part of it, maybe. You never know. There's no point in crying. I've never get anyone crying when you go into a board game or a strategic game. People forget it's a game.
Right. Well, but that's okay. So we can start going through the cast if you want, and then I can.
We'll start off with Big Nasty Steve.
Because we're looking at.
He's the undercover cop, and he is just more proof that people think that Derek won his season just because he was a cop.
No.
God, no, because this guy's terrible.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as they introduced him, I was like, oh, he's coming on here because he thinks he's going to win because he's an undercover. He was an undercover cop at one point. He's a cop right now. I mean, so he thinks automatically that's going to... No. Derek was the greatest of all time.
For one, Derek wasn't 15 years older than everyone else on the show.
And Derek's a complete opposite end of the spectrum personality-wise from this guy. Well, as soon as that guy started talking, I was like, oh, hell no. His personality, he seems like a nice guy. His personality is just too aggressive and like overbearing.
You can't go on this show as a fat, unathletic person and do well, because the first comp is always going to be a balancing comp.
It's usually like
there's usually like a bull riding a couple seasons ago. Then there's the balance beam the last 2 seasons.
Oh, that rocket ship one.
Yeah, and
where the old guy was eliminated first.
Yeah, and they're going to use that. They're going to say, well, we're just going to get rid of the first ones that sucked, and that's fair. But that's always going to be the fat guy. So,
and this guy's big too.
I called him being first one out the door as soon as we saw him.
And he's on the block currently and probably going to be the first out.
But I think it's a bad move. I would keep him. He is absolutely no threat.
Right.
And why would you get rid of the non-threats? You know, the goal is to get rid of the people that can win when you have a chance.
Yeah.
So I would keep
Steve. Though,
for me.
So Tyler's the head of household. I think you're kind of already a big target when you're the first head of household.
Well, don't be the first head of household is my rule number 1.
True.
Don't be the first head of household.
That's the one thing that he's,
just do decent.
Tyler's one of my favorites,
in the first HOH to where you don't put yourself in the hot seat.
But that's what he's doing. He's picking, he's not trying to put a target on his back.
No, of course, but then it's a wasted HOH. Why be the HOH?
Because I don't really think
heat at all.
I think in Tyler's head, he didn't necessarily want to be the HOH.
Well, it was him and Bailey. And he could have just been like, you know what, have it. That's what I would have done.
He could have, but it might have been what, I don't know.
But she was giving him shit, mad at him.
Yeah.
And so he might have thought, if I do give it to her, she's pissed at me right now. Right. She might, I don't know. But I would just, rules from the daddy here. Don't win the first HOH.
Yep. All right. So next.
But Steve, nice guy. He's trying really hard. He's campaigning his ass off against Sam. Yeah. We know that Sam has that power for a chance to come back. People think it's automatic. You have to listen to the rule. It's a chance to come back.
Yes. So they're going to do some kind of game or something.
Probably,
to come back.
Or a battle back.
But yeah.
But if I were her, I wouldn't say that. I would have told everyone, I've got the power to come back, so evict me and waste your votes. It's up to you. And then they would be like, shit, I'm not going to waste my HOH.
I would keep it to myself so that in case you get voted out, you can use it. But if not, then you can save it for another time.
But if you tell them, bitch, I got the power, go ahead, do it. And then they don't, and you still have it.
Like so Jessica did on last season.
Be like, go ahead, waste your whole time. You'd be best off not wasting your HOH if you want to get somebody out for real. But, yeah, whatever. I like Sam. She's a little too emotional. Hope she toughens up. She's a fucking welder. We'll get to her in a second.
Yeah, so I know. Quit jumping around. I'm trying to go in order of this website you pointed me to.
All right, next is
Winston.
Cheese Dick Winston. Broseph.
Broseph number 1. There's Broseph number 2 down the line somewhere. They don't have these in a good order at all.
First off, with Winston, by looks, thought I was going to love him. Good-looking guy, solid set of teeth, likes guns.
He's some kind of medical sales rep. He looks like he could be related to Justin Timberlake, like a cousin.
Yeah, he says he's been mistaken for Justin Timberlake and Ryan Reynolds.
Not as much Ryan Reynolds, but more just Justin Timberlake. Like he seriously looks like he could be a cousin of some kind. But yeah, I mean, he at first I thought I was really gonna like him too, because the first day he seemed real quiet and chill, and then it appears he's a bit of a shit starter. He's definitely a broseph.
Well, he's come out of the gate too hot.
Yeah.
There's always that guy or girl, and he's being one of those. So far, he's let me down. He's put too much of a target on his back. The other side of the house already hates him. He's target number 1. So he's not living up to my expectations from the eye test. So he is not my favorite at this point to win.
No, I have 2 favorites.
I will get to my favorite when we uncover them.
We have not gotten to them yet. I have 2 and a third. The next one is I like her. Next
up is Welder Tits.
Next up is Sam. I like her. She's so cute, and
she's the perfect voice for the robot.
Oh yes, she had a punishment where she was a robot.
She still is at this moment. She's still the robot. It's until the
goes back online or whatever.
Yeah, it's until the person is voted out.
Oh, okay. Well, we watch Big Brother After Dark, and I get confused because
she has time in and out. They give her, when they say robot is offline, she can come out and be a person.
Yeah.
And then when they say it's online, she has to go back in.
The robot is like a janky version of Johnny Number 5 from Short Circuit, and she has to remote control.
Such a disadvantage. It's the most brutal
But
punishment.
She has the cutest little Southern accent from Virginia. Where is she from? Yeah, Virginia.
Yeah.
And it's just she makes the robot super cute. So I do like her. She ended up being the highest trending and was able to pick
the app.
Yeah, the best app or whatever instead of the crap app. Which gave her, she got to choose any kind of power. Which she chose a bonus life, which I would have done as well. But yeah, I do like her. She's cute, and I think if she just, she was crying, saying everybody's fake and all this stuff. And I get it, because she's been in and out, and been fucking robot. I get that she feels weird about interacting with people, because she's half the time they have her as a robot. But what was perfect was that JC came in there and snapped her back in reality. He was like, it's fucking game. There's millions of people that want to be in this position that aren't, and you're here. So just stop it. All right.
Next, we have, for fuck's sake,
Rockstar.
Good Lord, this woman may throw my feces.
Yeah, I mean, she's...
Her face.
There's a lot going on with her. Her name's Angie, apparently her real name, but she goes by Rockstar. She's 35. She looks like she still goes to raves. She's actually a festival coordinator, which means rave promoter. Pretty much.
Her tits hang down behind her arms.
They're huge, and they are
flapjacks
down to her knees. She's super granola. She's got 3 kids, stay-at-home mom,
missing a tooth on the
2
side.
festival court. Yeah, I mean, but she doesn't ever wear a bra, I don't think.
Never has in her life.
And with birthing 3 children and not wearing a bra. Those things just don't stand a chance.
On the After Dark tonight, I was catching up, and she was telling a couple of the other douchers about her parenting skills, and she said, I cuss to my little children.
To them?
To them.
At them?
To them. And they were like, why? She said, because that's how I talk.
I mean...
So, boom. There you go.
Okay. That was her, like...
A lovely, lovely
Let's
lady.
talk about my parenting. I cuss to them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, whatever.
No. There's a difference. If you say, oh, I've cussed around my kids.
I cuss around Gunner sometimes, and I have to watch it a lot more.
Yeah.
But
if you make it a point to highlight that to people.
Yeah, I mean, that's just ridiculous. That's your priorities are skewed, lady.
And dear God, she looks 20 years older than 35.
Yeah, I thought she was older than us.
She just looks like a clown.
She's smoked a lot of cigarettes, done a lot of drugs in her day, I think, which I mean, you know.
What I love is she thinks she's hot. And I love that. I respect that.
She's got a lot of confidence. Yeah, she does, which I mean.
Looks good. So, hey, more power to you.
Yes.
It does not.
I cannot hate on her for that. I'm just a little, I don't know. And
it's too much.
She's rubbed some people the wrong way on there. I don't know. She seems like somebody that would kind of probably get on my nerves.
She's not going to last long. Either she'll float along because she's no threat, or she'll be gone quick. She's talking a lot of shit. She's nowhere near my radar of upper echelon players. So.
Wait.
I think she's
Hang on.
Waste of space.
Her Big Brother favorite, she said, I really like Joey from season 16, but she did not last very long. Wasn't Joey the one that got booted like the first eviction?
Yeah, it was real early.
With the blue hair? First eviction. Pretty sure. How is that your favorite?
I mean, probably just because she was quirky, but yeah. I mean, that's similar to her gameplay, so she'll be gone quick.
That chick was a hot mess.
Too much going on there. As far as the upkeep, looked like she's fooling around under the covers with Tyler on the After Dark, trying to like rub on his leg. Yes, I was watching it. It was him.
And was he like?
You could see on his face. I don't think she was like grabbing the balls or anything, but I think she was just like kind of on his leg. And you got to know I respect the effort to go for an upper dime piece when you're when you're a chicken nugget. Well done. Way to shoot for the stars, but
way out of her league and way too young for her. And no, ma'am.
Big Steve would turn her down.
For one, yeah. I mean, and isn't she married or so? I don't know, and I don't care. All right, moving on.
Anyway, so fuck her.
I don't know. We don't like her. Obviously, not a fan.
Next up is Scotty.
This can all change too, by the way. People we have condemned the first week have ended up growing on us by the end of the season. So 100%. This is all subject to change.
Yeah. I don't see myself saying I enjoy Rockstar.
I don't either, but I'm saying now that we're getting into the fourth person. Yeah.
But so Scotty is next. And I told Dr. Muddington
he could be a dark horse.
Send me over his favorites, and Scotty is his favorite. And I don't disagree. Scotty is in my top 2 right now.
He's in my top 4.
He is playing very smart. No one is thinking about him
Steve.
At all.
Like Steve.
Steve surprised me. He was way crazy. Scotty's just invisible.
But he's in that same league of...
He's way more sociable than Steve. Steve was weird. Steve talked to himself a lot.
And his mom. He would talk to her, to the camera, to his mom, and it was kind of sweet but kind of sad. But that was all part of his strategy. Remember?
Maybe we wondered. He never said.
No, he did say at the finale.
Talking to himself can't really be how would anyone know that you're doing that?
Because they're in a house trapped together.
People voting don't know that you're sitting in there talking to yourself. The other
do they not? Guests, because other people are creeping around in the house all the time.
I mean, I doubt it, but I just think that was part of his.
He just in a way reminds me of Steve, but yeah, he is in my top 4. He's 4. Sam is 3. We have not gotten to my 2 or 1.
What's when somebody is? Is it existential?
That's not a extrovert.
No.
Introvert?
No. When something is extravagant or person is very outlandish, that's not Steve at all.
No, you're thinking of things that are opposite of Steve and Scotty. So I don't know what word you're trying to think of, baby.
It's a great word.
Okay.
And I have no idea. But I'm putting it out there right now. Mm-hmm. I like Scotty early.
Yep. He's a dark horse for me.
He's got potential. I like where he's at. He's closely aligned with Steve. They're like best buddies.
That's his.
But
yeah,
that's all subject to change. They're going to vie. He reminds me a lot of Johnny Mac. That he's getting. He's probably going to get pushed from both sides.
Yeah.
And if he's smart, he'll just kind of let him.
Right. Exactly. Like Johnny Mac.
Yeah. Johnny Mac was a pawn the whole season.
The entire season. He got far. He was like the last. Was he Final 3 or Final 4?
He was
Final 4 at least. But yeah, I mean, he got real far. Next is
Nicole Richie.
Caitlin. Yeah, she annoys me. I don't know. She seems. This is one that I feel like she gets under my skin right now, but she could definitely end up winning me over. I don't know though. She really annoys me now though. She's a life coach.
She is a yogi.
She's a yogi, but that's fine. Mm-hmm. Her occupation is a life coach. I have a problem with that. That's not an occupation.
Yeah.
And she's just very always talking. She just immediately when she meets people is just jumping right into your aura, color, and it just all seems very fake and pretentious coming from her.
This hurts me to say because I absolutely loathe her personality. Mm-hmm. I loathe her occupation. Mm-hmm. I loathe the aura stuff that she's all about.
It all just seems so fake, yeah.
But she's been playing a great early social game.
Yeah.
She's all over the place. So I think your thing is spot on. I could see her winning me over down the road and making me hate that she's won me over. But
exactly.
She's in my top 5. If she doesn't ruin herself with these guys that she's going to fall for while she has a boyfriend. If she doesn't kill herself because getting in a showmance while having a boyfriend or making some guy feel bad because he won't fuck around with her. If she keeps that shit under wraps, she's got a good shot today.
She needs to just fucking put a lid on that shit. But yeah, I mean, and her social game and stuff is why I say I feel like she could end up winning me over.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
But right now, she gets on my goddamn nerves. However, next is...
Before you talk, let me expose this so you don't shoot yourself. He's already in trouble today, and he might be kicked off the show. This is JC. God. You didn't watch it because you didn't watch the After Dark from last night yet all the way. He started grabbing Rachel's tits on the live feeds, grabbing them profusely, telling her that she's rubbing his dick.
What?
And then he grabbed Tyler's nuts.
What?
And all the fans freaked out, wrote to Big Brother.
Was he drunk?
No. But he is a sexual deviant. And because he's like a little guy, everyone's playing it off. But society's already calling for him to be booted today. Because of his inappropriate conduct. He's been grabbing tits and balls. And so the DR has been asking like Tyler, they were like, are you okay with what JC did to you, grabbing your dick and balls? And Tyler was like, oh, fine with that. Who cares?
Right.
But the public outcry has gotten to a point. Us Magazine's already fired it off, and so has TMZ. So I'd keep your eye on that. I mean, last year, people forget, Jessica ran around all season sticking her thumb up guys' asses. All season.
That's hysterical.
She did it all year. Thumb up asses. No one gave 2 shits.
No, because it's a girl doing it, which is silly because he's a little gay guy. I don't know. I mean,
you can't grab the guy's dick too.
Yeah, you can't do that. I mean, that's crossing the line. But I mean,
you have to be in a consensual showmance on this show to grab tits or dick.
All right, Dr. Rachel.
No, I'm just saying the public outcry.
I know
is what'll get him. These are young good-looking people. I don't care if they grab each other's dicks and tits.
It seems like one of the things that, like, he forgot he was on camera or something. But, I mean, like, you say that, and then I'm going to say he was in my top two.
He was in mine till today. Now I'm just worried
he's one of my favorites.
that he's going to have public backlash.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
But I think
so
he's
fun and so cute. And just, like, his personality is just so, like, he's no bullshit. His personality is huge. And he's 4'8". He's this tiny, adorable, Latin,
muscular.
I mean, he's built like a brick shit house,
but tiny,
like a pocket-sized brick shit house.
Homunculus.
And he's a professional dancer, weightlifter, like, and just precious. And he, like, his fashion is off the chain. He's
deep V's. I think he wears girl shirts.
He wears the deep V female shirts, yeah, which is appropriate for him. And he wears a little paperboy hat too, like you have. Mm-hmm. But I mean, and he's just, yeah, I just like him a whole lot. And that would be a bummer if, he's from Spain.
Well, he is built to win. But
lives in Miami. Yeah.
For Big Brother.
Endurance comps, he'll wreck shop.
Anything, because pound for pound, no one's going to be as strong as him.
No.
He's as small as a girl, weight-wise, and as strong as a guy.
Yeah.
He's short, center of gravity. Like on that balance beam shit, he was just running across it.
Right.
Because he's perfectly built for any of those. The wall sit comps, he will kill.
And he's just
so if he gets on in the game, he is my number 2.
Yeah, he's my number 2
to win it. Mm-hmm. If he makes it past his deviance.
I don't think we have the same number 1. I don't know though. Maybe.
Yeah. So I like him a lot if it just quit grabbing dicks and tits.
Yeah, and
asking.
Even just looking at his little picture, I just want to squeeze him and hug him. He's so precious. Okay, so next, Rachel. Okay, I was forgetting who Rachel was because I'm like, huh?
Rachel's whose tits he grabbed.
Okay, yeah, exactly. She is a entertainer in Vegas. She does she's a showgirl basically in Vegas.
Yeah, I mean she's a pretty lady.
She's a professional dancer, and she's pretty. She's got a hot body, obviously, if she's a dancer in Vegas. She honestly, when she was going off about something the other night on Big Brother After Dark.
She's too tempered. Exactly where you're going to me. She's too hot till she gets triggered.
Right, but I was like, that's exactly why I can't go on Big Brother.
Yeah, she's very emotional.
Exactly how I would react to that shit. Mm-hmm. Exactly,
yeah,
the way she was
volatile.
Just the way she was reacting to some of the passive aggressive shit that the other people were doing on the other side of the house, and she was just venting.
Tyler had to pull her off the ledge.
Yeah,
cut that shit out.
The good thing is she saved it for when she was in a safe space.
For now.
Yeah.
That shit's going to blow. She's going to blow.
But what was going through my head was this is exactly why I could never go on the show, because that is word for word probably exactly how I would react.
It is. Yeah. You're right.
Because shit like that would get under my skin and I would fucking
wanted to fist fight him.
Yeah.
She didn't. She did keep her. She went up
for now,
griped in the HOH room, which is smart.
She said she just walked off and went and cried somewhere, which again, exactly what I would do, because when I get super pissed about something, I'll cry. And then she went up to the HOH room and just vented to her friends about it. But that shit's gonna blow up in her face, and she's not gonna get to the end.
That's her only negative for me. The rest of her,
I like her.
She's cool.
Mm-hmm. All right, next, Angela. She is, what is she? Oh, she's the fitness model from California.
She's a physical beast.
Yeah, she's the one that's...
She's an athlete.
Mm-hmm. She's a high priority.
She looks like she wears a mustache to me that she has waxed all the time. She's got one of those weird upper lips that has a shadow at all times.
Yeah. Well, it's because of the way her nose and her... Yeah, I mean, it's just...
No, she's very pretty. She's got a very athletic body. She's a volleyball player. She's a physical beast as far as women and men. She can compete with the guys, I think, in most of the comps. To me, her only downfall is going to be she's been an early target aligned with Winston. Mm-hmm. So she's got a big target on her back, and everyone knows that she's a physical beast.
Yeah.
So she's one that has to withstand the early barrage. Also, if she can make it through the first few weeks and not get evicted, her chances only go up. Mm-hmm. So she's in my top 5, but I don't put her as a winner.
Yeah, she's in the middle for me too. I don't know.
She's smart too.
Yeah.
Next is bro number 2.
Next is brosif number 2.
Bro 2.
This is Brett. He is in a bromance showmance with Winston.
It's the worst I've ever seen. It's way worse than Mike Boogie and Dr. Will. I enjoyed their bromance.
Or Cody and Derek.
It was comical.
Cody and Derek was
played
cool.
up how funny it was.
Right.
These two so far, the Twitter is exploding. They call them the bros.
They are the bros. They are. I keep expecting them to be like, hey, do you just want to sleep in my bed tonight? Because this is just, why do we need to be apart? Ever?
I just want to catch them hugging in a room, just them by the feeds, no one in there, and then like playing a game of Jenga, and one of them wins, and they just hug.
They just wrestle.
They're that close.
And that was immediate. They like immediately like bonded. Like, I mean, it was like they locked eyes and it was over.
The memes are incredible already. The people are taking like snapshots of them running in the backyard because they get up and run together and do sprints and like synchronize it. And they're
sweet.
so bro-y so
sweet.
Quickly that I think it's awesome. But no, he's not in my wheelhouse to win at all.
No, not at all for me either. And he should be. I mean, he's a cybersecurity engineer, which
I think that means he sells home security systems. That's what that means.
That's not what it means according to his intro.
But that's what I would put. If I sold home security systems.
He just doesn't seem as smart as he should be for that title.
As smart as that title.
Yeah. All right. So next is Casey Clark. She's
my favorite to win.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I love her.
I do love her. Oh God, she might. I don't know.
I love her the most. She's playing. She's so cool.
I really love her. I think she might replace Sam as number 3,
gay
but
or not. She's a pro football player.
She's a beast. Yeah.
She's pretty. She's fit. She might be gay. I don't know.
Her social game is fucking on point.
Nobody has said a bad thing about her.
She's just chill. Yes.
She's taken her punishment like a champ. She's got the pinwheel costume.
Pinwheel punishment. Yeah.
With the rainbow shit. And she's also not said bad things about other people. That's why I like her. When even though she's kind of on one side of the house with Tyler and everybody and the bros, even when they talk about the other side, she hasn't gotten to where you slip up in Big Brother is you say something big and bad about, because somebody's going to tell it. She's smart enough to do damage without incriminating herself.
Yeah.
And that's very Derek-like early. She's done nothing to hurt herself. And so she's my favorite, right?
All right. Well.
Where do you like her?
That's the same reason. Yeah. Just because she's been so chill and like just...
No, is she your number 1 too, or is she just in your top few?
She's just in my I
like her.
I do like her a lot. She was not my top one. I was gonna say the next person is my top one.
Who's that? Oh, shit.
Tyler.
Yeah, he is. I hated him at first because of his eyes. He looked surprised.
And from the very first episode, I liked him just because of because he's a lot smarter than he seems.
Oh, I thought he was a raging idiot. I was wrong. He's smarter than he looks.
Right, and I could.
And then he plays.
Yeah, and I could tell that from like whatever
I could not.
Yeah, like I don't know why I could. I could just tell that he was a lot smarter than he seems.
No,
he's
you did.
He's
call that. I can admit it. You were.
I was on board the first. I mean, and I could be totally wrong, but like as far as how far he's gonna get, but he's a lifeguard in Hilton Head, so he's got like the beach bum look.
Fit.
Oh yeah, he's fit. He's got gorgeous blue eyes, and he's fucking 23 years old. He's a baby.
Yeah, but he acts old. But he's way more mature than that. He's kept his cool.
Yeah.
He's been sensitive when he needs to be sensitive, which is huge. Instead of hurting the people he put up, he acts like it hurts him and all. He's doing everything right. Yeah. He acts like he doesn't know Big Brother. I think he knows it more than anyone on the show.
And that was the very first episode, and that's what made me realize he's a lot smarter because it was one of the interviews where he said he's a Big Brother super fan, and he said things that were like proving of that.
But he tells everyone else he knows nothing.
Right. So, but his strategy is to go in there and act like is to play up his like beach bum lifeguard, 100%. Like, hey man, like just kind of surfer dude. Bro. Yeah. But in reality, he's strategizing and like he knows Big Brother backwards and forwards. So, he's my number 1.
Well, he's in my top 3 and He may be my actual number 2 or 1A, actually. And he won me over because I was totally like, oh, the dude's a douche.
The one thing, the mistake I think it was getting the first head of household. But, I mean, I think he's
surviving it, though. He's not making waves, like you said. He's actually trying to let everyone else run his HOH since he made the call. He's done nothing. He's in that alliance, but he didn't form it. He's not all the way in it. You can tell he's
not super enthusiastic about it. He's the only reason he's even really in it, I think, is because he's the HOH, and they all just kind of gravitated
because the house
towards
split.
Him. Right.
He didn't really have a choice. It kind of split in two right off the bat. But I could see him. That'll change.
But which side is Sam on? That's the thing. Like
Sam's in the middle. Sam and JC and Casey are kind of in the middle. But Casey she's actually confirmed in that alliance where JC is not and Sam is not.
Right.
But
he's still cool with both of them. But
the two bros on the other side of the house, which we haven't gotten to them yet, have been recruiting Sam. No, Swaggy and
okay.
We're getting to them.
I thought you were talking about Brosif one. Okay.
No, the other set of Brosif.
Okay, so all right, we can move on though. Tyler's my number 1. The number next we have Faisal. I think they call him Fessy.
Yeah, he played football at UTC.
He looks like Big Brown.
He looks
Brendan
like Brendan Schaub. He's definitely a handsome big fella. I liked him with the eye test for sure. But he's dumb as a set of dicks.
Oh my God. Do you see his fun fact on here?
No.
I wet the bed until the age of 10, which helped me be skilled at laundry at an early age.
He's smart.
What the fuck? Man. Why would you put that as your fun fact?
That tells, it's very telling.
Wow. That is sad.
He is more
telling.
He is more interested in the ladies than in playing the game.
He sucks.
He won the first veto. And he's worn.
Well, not everybody knows that yet. So spoiler alert.
He's worn the veto all day, every day. Most people wear it right after the show and then put it up.
Yeah.
He's worn it like his fucking necklace, and like it's the biggest shit on earth. Which is whatever. That's stupid. But where he's stupid is he's trying to bag Haley, which we haven't gotten to her yet.
I thought he was trying to bag Caitlyn.
No, Caitlyn wants to bag him.
But she has a boyfriend. Oh, that's right.
He's not into her. He's into Haley, but Caitlyn has laid her claim to him and has told Haley, you're hurting my feelings by flirting with Fessy. Mm-hmm. Even though I have a boyfriend and I can't be with him, I want to lay on him and rub him. And it's not cool of you to move in on my guy that I can't have.
But Haley doesn't want him.
But that blew up on the feeds this morning. Spoiler alert. And like Faisal Fessy had to have a chat with Caitlyn and be like, dude, we're best friends, right? And she's like, yes, you're my best friend in the house.
After 3 days of knowing you.
And he said, well, can I be your best friend and flirt with other girls? And she was like pissed, but like, sure, of course you can, but I'll kill you. And it's already stupid. So he's already in a triangle. Not the smartest guy. Yeah, I don't see him lasting too long. Unfortunately. Handsome motherfucker.
I know. I wanted him to do well just because he reminds me of Brendan Schaub, but good God, he's dumber than a bag of rocks.
He doesn't have Schaub's personality.
No, not at all. All right, next is Swaggy C.
I want to punch him in the face.
So much I want to punch him in the face.
He is feeling himself way too much. First off, he named himself Swaggy C.
Yeah, and he's got half an eyebrow, which is just super distracting.
It's so fucking stupid.
But
in so many ways,
everything about him annoys this fucking piss out of me. Like,
here's what's unfortunate about Chris. I refuse to call him Swaggy C ever again.
His name is Chris Williams.
He's very athletic. He could do very well.
He played college basketball.
He's a very good-looking kid. If he'd had his whole eyebrow set and didn't refer to himself in the third person.
Did he play at UConn?
I don't know. But didn't make up his own nickname. If he was just Chris, I would be pulling for him because he's got the potential to be really good. He's already fucked himself. He came in like, what was old dude, the stinky gay guy, Javon, or... You loved him. He came in and said he was the messiah of the newbie group 2 seasons ago. He does makeup. Jovia.
I can't fucking remember.
You know who I'm talking about, right?
No.
He's the Latin A 5 o'clock shadow. Jovea.
Oh, God, yes. And he was...
He was terrible. And he had bad body odor. Everybody talked about him.
Yeah. Oh, he called himself the Messiah. Yeah. I can't remember his name, but he was booted quick. Well, he got too big for his britches. And yes, that's exactly what Swaggy C is doing. Yes.
I think it's something Jovia.
Yeah, you're right. God damn it.
He's from Miami, like a Latino gay guy.
Yeah.
And he killed himself. He was out by like week 3 or something.
Yeah.
Some shit. But that's how Swaggy's played himself already. And he's... That's unfortunate because he has the tools to do well. Physically, I think he'll be dominant in comps, but he's going to find himself getting backdoored or something pretty early, causing too much shit.
Yes, he's obnoxious, to say the least. Josiah.
Boom.
Josiah Flores. Yeah, he was on the season with
Paul originally.
Nicole, Paul, James, Victor. Yeah, Paulie. Yeah, exactly.
Massive tool. They remind me of each other a lot.
Yes. At first I was like, I love him. And then I was like, oh, Lord, no.
Oh, yeah. You loved his like flamboyant.
Yes. I was like, he's so fun.
Side. He was cool, but
yeah,
he when he said he was the Messiah, I was like, you're gone.
Nope. Yeah. He literally thought he was running the house and everybody hated him.
When he left one of his shirts and everybody's like, it smells like Josiah's body odor.
Yeah. Oh, in the DR, he'd be like, I am running this house. Everybody's doing what I'm saying. And everybody else is like, he's a fucking crazy person.
Next thing he knows, he's sitting with Julie.
Yep. All right.
Next is Bailey.
Next is Bailey, who is
already in a showmance with Swaggy Dick, Chris.
And she's a flight attendant from Atlanta, Georgia. Yep. So we should be rooting for her, but
she's dumb as my testicles. And reminds me of a dumpster fire. She's not.
She's dumb as shit.
Like, she also's decent in comps. Could be smart. Already blinded by Chris's dong.
It's the showmance. Yeah, I mean, she even blatantly, like, when Tyler was having a chat with her about, nominations and whatever, and talking about Swaggy C, Chris, whatever. She like straight up told Tyler, like, I just love him. He is like going on and on and on about how much she adores him. And then you see Tyler like, well, dumbass.
Yep. That's all I needed to know.
Now I know where your alliance lays.
Yeah. She's very, very pretty girl though.
She's very pretty.
She's very pretty, but unfortunately worst playing decisions on earth.
Yeah.
Starting in a showmance.
From like
on day one or
jump,
1.5 is so dumb. These fuckers, man. That's an immediate distraction, an immediate target. Yeah. It makes you antisocial, and they'll be burning in hell together.
All right. So last person is Haley. She's 21. She's young as shit.
Yeah,
she's in college. She's a college student at A&M.
Yeah, she looks like what every girl you'd picture looks like going to Texas A&M or UT.
Yeah, pretty, blonde.
And dumb. And she's not dumb, intelligence-wise, according to her, like her college majors and all that she was talking about. But
yeah,
she's not a
but
very
she's
smart
also
one.
21.
No,
like that's the thing.
Agreed.
Like,
and that's what I was going to say. It's really made me think back to how dumb I was.
Doesn't matter what your major is, your book smarts, you're fucking stupid when you're 21.
Oh, yeah. And she's, been...
Street smarts wise.
Linked up with Fessy in the hammock. And
she was laying in bed with Tyler on the feeds earlier. But
she's in the bed with Fessy in the hammock. And she bit on a line that is so sad and just made me think.
Was it like...
At first, it was when Fessy said...
What did he say? Are your legs tired?
No. She said something about, I would never be with a guy like you. And that just means, hey, I like you.
That means take my pants off.
And then he said, girl, it'll change your life.
Oh, my God.
And she was like, ooh. When you fall for those lines... And that makes me think back to being that age when... When that shit can work.
How many times did you say that to somebody?
Not that, but I can't say. I bet I said all kind of dumb, cheesy bullshit, and so that's why I have to be like, God, it's just young and dumb.
How old is?
But when it works, it's fucking ridiculous. He's got to be like 26.
Bam, nailed it. 26.
Yeah, because he played 4 years at UTC. He was a good player.
Okay, so he's not that. I mean,
he's a Muslim.
He's a Muslim.
Practicing Muslim. Yeah.
which is he was the least trending person and got the crap app in the
people see
app
through
store.
It would have been him or Swaggy. To me, that would be like the two. America they can see through that shit, and they're like douches.
I'm glad. I mean, I wish it would have been Swaggy that would have been the least trending, just to try and take him down a peg. Because the reaction of him not being
he thought he had it.
He's fucking can't stand him, but Fessy having to pick the crap app, and like the first thing I thought of when like the one that he picked for the Hamazon, first thing I thought of was like, aren't you Muslim? And like, you probably don't eat ham.
Not the smartest choice.
Yeah.
They sent him vegetarian ham, by the way. They
good. Because I was like, dude, I mean.
No, they wouldn't do that to him. Yeah. That's like the number one rule.
I know. Because to me, it didn't look like it was computing in his head that would be actual ham. So like, I was like, oh my God.
I would think if I'm Muslim, that one would be discarded.
Right.
Like right away. Like,
and he's like,
it's not the Hamazon.
I liked his strategy though of not trying to make it just a punishment for himself and not one that would affect other people. Like I liked his thought process there. However, the ham, I was like, dumbass.
No, but he handled it well. They did like a funny little segment within the house, to entertain themselves about this, and he took it like a champ. They basically made him the butt of the joke of. They called it like not feeling yourself or you ain't shit or something. And he was like, yeah, I guess I ain't shit.
Well, that is a good quality of him, which obviously he played a lot of sports and played college level sports because that's the kind of thing that happens.
That's my only hope for him is that if he makes it through for a couple weeks, sees where he's making mistakes and maybe moves, gets recruited to another side or another alliance.
Or just chills out and
and he could go for a little while and stay on the show, but he's burying himself with this. He's got women problems already.
Right, a week in.
He has not even women problems 3 days in. That's a bad place to be. Now I know he's good looking, so that's not his fault, but
it might be his life in general.
And I think he started that today with Caitlin or last night from the feeds of like. I'm not your boyfriend, and you've made it clear you got a boyfriend. Leave me the fuck alone. I'm gonna put my dick in
whoever I want, yeah.
And you gonna take it. You gonna like it.
Well,
and that's only fair.
It is only fair
if they both agree to it, and they're single.
That's another reason that Caitlin, like, God, you're annoying.
No, and if I'm her boyfriend, you're fired right now. If I'm watching this show.
Yeah, just like that girl.
And a guy's already had to give you a talk telling you, hey, remember, you got a boyfriend.
Yeah.
You're fired.
Just like the girl that was married, that was always all over Cody. Remember her?
America hated her. She's the only one to ever get booed.
Fuck her.
When they came out of the house.
Yeah, because it was so blatant. Her poor husband looked so sweet.
He was such a sweet, like, hipster guy.
Yes.
And was, like, supportive of her all season.
Yes.
And though, when she got home, he was like, you're the worst.
She was blatantly trying
Even Julie booed her. Like when she came out, Julie was like, boo, bitch. You can't even come talk to me. I forget her name. She had the big glasses and shit.
Yeah, she was, it was
she was a super smart floater.
I want to say
she did great for
I want to say her name was Caitlin or Christine. Christine.
Maybe. Sounds right.
Yeah.
But America fried her ass.
Yeah, and she's married. Like, that was her husband that she was...
She wasn't just giving massage. She was, like, lustfully rubbing on
Sitting
Cody.
on his lap, like, trying to, like, dry hump him.
And he had, like, an anti-boner. He would even talk about it. He'd be like, believe me, I have no attraction, but she's rubbing all over me. What can I do?
She wants to rub on me and give me massages. What am I
feel bad for her husband. He said that.
He said that multiple times. I feel bad for her husband.
Fucking stinky tits.
Wow.
Well, that's everybody.
That's everybody.
That is the Big Brother episode. You can write that down, what we said.
Mm-hmm.
And so
in
all that being said, all that bashing of players, it's not bad cast. A lot of people are every year. Big Brother fans are such dicks. And so you see it worst cast ever, every season. This isn't the worst cast ever.
No.
It's a pretty good cast.
I think last season, if anything, was the worst cast ever because they were just puppets.
Ever.
Yeah.
It was predictable to the fucking...
They just did everything.
And then they gave the guy the win that didn't deserve it.
Except for Cody and Jessica. They were badasses.
And went on to win the Amazing Race and are now the most famous of the house.
Yeah.
But poor Paul should have won. It's clear as fucking day. He's the only one that played.
Yeah, it's the only time that I've seen where they didn't vote for... This is why the cast sucked. Because you're supposed to vote for the player that played the game the best. It's not necessarily supposed to be who's your buddy or who didn't hurt your feelings. It's supposed to be who played the game the best, and they got it wrong.
Well, he got a lot of spite opposite votes.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but that's not how it's supposed to be. When you're playing Big Brother, you're supposed to vote for who played the game the best, which was Paul. He ran the house the entire time.
So now a big part of it is jury management.
Mm-hmm.
And...
Which that's where he went
wrong.
Paul
couldn't help it that everyone did what he said. But then eventually they had to all be together to talk and realize that's what happened in the jury house.
That's where he went wrong.
They all sat down. They were like, well, motherfucker.
He told too many lies.
We all did whatever he said.
Yeah.
So that's where they... Mm-hmm. But I thought clearly he should have won. Josh was the biggest steaming pile of shit to ever play the game, in my opinion, and he won $500,000. Yep.
Yeah, that was fucking
I'd have
weird.
whooped his ass where Mark and Cody... I'd have just been kicked off the show. The pots and pans bullshit was
oh my God. Yeah, that was so annoying.
So, there you go. Where are we at time-wise? Over an hour?
Uh-huh. Yeah, we're good.
Well, cool. Well, that was fun. I enjoyed the Big Brother episode. If you don't like Big Brother, you're going to hate this episode. So, I hope you like Big Brother. If you don't, there's going to be a whole lot of deletions on the subscription.
Don't unsubscribe though.
No, just deleting it when it came up. Once they start to listen and they're like, "Oh, it's all Big Brother." Book.
Yeah, you don't have to listen to the episodes that are heavy. I don't think we don't need to talk this much about every episode.
There won't be another one.
Yeah,
this is just this one. We'll have a little like Walking Dead segment.
Yeah,
that we do similar.
Yeah. Just recap the week's events because it's multiple episodes in a week.
We'll just do like Monday recaps of the week prior.
And so if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And good news, we're on Spotify now. Yes. So you can listen to us on Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, and Spotify. Spotify your ass. Yeah. So, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Married AF Podcast, Twitter, Married as Fuck, and Facebook, Married AF Podcast. And if you have any questions, comments, whatever, and want to email us, you can email us at marriedafpod@gmail.com.
Yeah, and Friday we've got Drinks with Larry coming on. Looking forward to that. Those guys and lady are awesome.
Love that podcast. They fucking crack my shit up.
And Larry's just been a cool guy. We've went back and forth a bunch, and you know, luckily he likes our show too and wants to be on. And so I look forward to shooting the shit with those guys. And it looks like Richard Tillman's going to come on soon. I can't wait for that. He's the creator and author of Lunatics.
And Dime Piece.
Also an actor. Fuck, that guy's a good looking
guy. You can't say his name without me saying Dime Piece because it's just.
I say Dime. Dude, he's one of the better looking guys I've ever seen.
It's like he's molded from clay. It's like he's a real life G.I. Joe.
Well, to me, I think he looks like a bigger, awesomer Tom Cruise. Honestly.
For sure.
He's a bigger mix of Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise. Can you be any better looking than that?
I know, right? Can you take two better looking, more famous, better looking dime pieces and mix them together, mash them into one Richard Tillman? Because that's what you got. Yeah, he's
fucking good looking guy. It's got to be hard on him
super nice.
To be that good looking.
Yeah, I know. It's got to be rough.
But he also, he's an actor. He's been in some movies. We watched his. He was in Rest Stop 2, and we watched it the other night. That's a pretty fucked up movie.
It's a wild ride horror movie. Yeah.
It was actually good. Way better than I thought. I hadn't watched any of the rest stops before. It was fucking good. I enjoyed the shit out of it.
Oh, I know. The fact that you watched it from beginning to end, which doesn't happen
to many movies
regardless of genre, especially horror. So yeah, that was a nice little surprise.
It was scary though. Fucked me up a little bit.
It was. Randall got some nightmares about it, because of it.
A little scary. But so we're gonna. Hopefully, we'll be able to announce a date sometime soon about having him on. But his Lunatics books is the main thing, which is a fucking awesome set of books. Gunnar loves them.
Yes.
We got a set for his daycare. All the proceeds help out a wonderful charity, and we'll talk about that with him. And
he actually, one of the books is about a baby that's born with like no legs and one arm and how he overcomes that. But because of that book, when we were at the football camp, there was a guy there that he was a quarterback or a running back or something, but he had a birth defect where he was missing his hand.
Yeah, just like the guy from UCF. The same disease.
And Gunnar saw him and was like, hey, he's...
Phil the Fisherman.
He was born with no, Gunnar said no arms, but I knew what he meant. And he said, he's like Phil the Fisherman. I was like, aw, life lessons. But he was like, and he's playing football. And
the kid was a beast.
Yeah.
We watched him tie his shoes with no hand. He ties his shoes 1,000 times better than Griffin.
Yeah. And Jordan, because they tie him the most dumbass way I've ever seen.
So that kid he'll be something. He's awesome. But yeah, the lessons, what I like about Lunatics is exactly what you just said. And we'll cover that with him. I'm interested to talk to him about that. Rachel will be coming back on soon. Get your questions in for her. We're going to be doing a parenting session. We're going to try to keep it to 1 hour, an hour and 30 minutes. We always go over with her, but we're still taking questions about parenting. Any kind of parenting questions you got, send them to the marriedafpod@gmail.com. And we will cover those with her.
Yep. And she'll be on July 16th.
Yep. So get them in or get them out. Yes. Thank you.
All right. Is that it, baby?
That is it. And just remember to fuck yourselves and your mothers.
Bye.